Hi, I'm Lincoln, owner and operator of Areo Teck Consulting and Wellness Services. The topic for today would be who should pay on the first date. I got a request from a follower who had a question from a last topic on first date dilemmas. He was confused because he was taught that a guy was supposed to put the girl on a pedestal on a first date. And his second question was, who should pay on a first date? Well, as I explained in my last video on first date dilemmas, you shouldn't be a butler and put a girl on a pedestal on a first date. I explained in my last video on first date dilemmas and that incident that happened is if it was her that disrespected him, then he shouldn't give her that kind of respect back. Just respect her as you would respect a stranger. Don't spend a lot of money on extravagant dinners, gifts, and entertainment, especially on the first date. A simple gift like a small box of chocolates should be just fine. All that fine dining and extravagant gifts has to be earned. Second question, who should pay on the first date? This is one common question I get asked. It all depends on who asks who to come out. If you ask her out on a date, then you should pay. If she asks you out on a date, then she should pay. That's only fair. For example, usually it's the guy's job to ask a girl out on a date and arrange the place to go. But I have dated girls before that asked me to come out on the date and they paid. However, my style is I have to at least offer to pay for my meal or at least desserts. I sub desserts for drinks, so because I don't drink, so. This is where it gets interesting. If I ask a girl out on a date, it's my duty to pay, but just how girls test guys, this is one way how I test a girl. 1. I choose an affordable restaurant with a meal budget. Like what I explained in one of my videos. When I was out on a first date with this girl who is now my wife for almost 10 years, the first date was at a Denny's restaurant with a meal budget of under $20 and we both paid for our own meals. And as I mentioned in my other video is extravagant restaurants and gifts has to be earned, which it takes time to do and can't be accomplished on a first date. Also, first dates is when we hook up, hang out, and have fun while getting to know each other. But remember, the second date is not guaranteed. So you must be okay with possibly not getting a second date. But if you do everything right, there's a good chance you may get a second date. Second way I test a girl is if I ask her to come out on a date, it is only right that I pay, which I don't mind because I'm already prepared for it. But I watch to see if she offers to pay her half or at least buys desserts. A girl that doesn't do any of that or at least offer, I take points away because it shows a lack of integrity and independence. Keep in mind that what I was explaining in my last video on first date dilemma, that some women will go out on a date with a guy she is not interested in just because she is bored, doesn't want to stay at home, and needs something to do. So for her, it would be great because she gets a free meal and maybe a bonus of meeting another guy in the process. Now, wouldn't that be fun? You ask a girl out because you're interested in her. Because if you're not interested in her, you wouldn't ask her out. You wouldn't waste your time on that. Unless you're the type of person who is like that, then by all means. Another way to spot a low integrity and disrespectful woman is if she dines and dashes without good cause. Just imagine if you're dating a low integrity, disrespectful, and selfish woman who you know you have to support, and she doesn't do her part. It is not a healthy relationship. A relationship is like being on a tennis court. When you hit the ball over the net, the person on the other side of the net has to hit the ball back. It's a 50-50. Unless you're attracted to that kind of woman, then hey, to each his own. I had a follower who was in that situation. He dated a girl with no integrity, no respect, selfish, and codependent. The only good quality was she was attractive and she was hot. She was living with this guy rent-free. He paid the bills, bought food, and paid for the entertainment, such as vacations and etc. Not to mention, he worked hard and long hours, 6 days a week to support them. Anyways, he would come home tired and hungry, enter his home only to find no dinner made, house not clean, dishes piled up in the sink, and her sitting on a couch watching TV waiting for her allowance. Remember, she doesn't work or go to school, just stays home all day. So there should be no reason why she should at least show her appreciation by at least making dinner and tidying up the house a little bit. Now back to the subject. Is that the kind of girl that you want? Not me. Not me. That's why it's always good to pay attention when you're out with a girl. In the beginning of the date, so it would be easier to disqualify them before you get too emotionally invested. For me, if I was in that situation, she would have got a boot in the ass out the door, because I don't play that. And I wouldn't be worried about her walking away and never hearing from her again, because she'll be doing me a favor if she did do that. I just don't need those kind of girls around me. Buying gifts on a first date. I never bought gifts on a first date. If I do, it's usually snacks as a way of showing appreciation and saying thank you. If you apply these steps on a first date and you get a second date with her, there's a good chance that you may have a good woman. Just be yourself. Hook up, hang out, and have fun. My advice is that when you go out into the dating market, don't get hung up on one girl. Ask a bunch of girls out so that you would have more options. The more options that you have, the easier it would be to disqualify women that don't meet your needs. Think of it as car shopping. You're not just going to walk through the car dealership gate and get the first car that you see when you walk inside the door. You're going to check the car out. You're going to see if it's a perfect match. And if it is, you're going to drive home with that car. If it's not, you're going to disqualify that car. It's the same thing in the dating world. When I did this tactic, two things that would happen. Number one, I would never hear from or see them again, or I would get the let's just be friends speech, which I'll talk about that on another topic. Or number two, she would be more interested in me, in which most cases I was successful. Because this is 2018, where women have more work opportunities than before. So there should be no reason why she can't at least offer to pay her portion of the meal, and why she doesn't have no money. It's the same that goes for women as well when they're on a date with a guy. Or in the dating market. I have females that talk to me as well. They usually talk to me because they want to better understand themselves, they want to better understand men, and they want to better understand the dating field and what to look for. Like I mentioned, I love my life, my career, This is why I do what I do. And my life is an awesome adventure. I have options, so if a girl is going to be in my life, she has to earn that spot. If she doesn't, then there would be somebody else who will fill that spot. I also ain't afraid of being alone. As crazy as it sounds, it does work in most cases because a good quality woman who is interested in you would understand and respect you more because you stand up for yourself in what you want, which is alpha male quality. And surprisingly, not too much guys are like that. Most guys are people pleasers when it comes down to women that they're attractive to. Just remember, it's only a first date. So when you're getting to know her, at the same time, focus on the present moment, hook up, hang out, and have fun. If you find this message helpful, like it or comment. If there's a topic that you want me to cover, message me about the topic and a short story on the topic, and I will try to find an answer to your question. I also do phone and in-person sessions locally if you're in the Honolulu area. I cover anything from careers, stress management, wellness, society, safety and security, and dating consulting. Keep in mind that I own and operate 2 businesses, work on side projects, and have a high request volume. So it's gonna take at least a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks for me to get back to you. Thank you for your time, and I will see you all later.